And all aboard. It's time for Count Out the Game with Kelly Jack. This is episode 98 in my, I should say, Devil's Towers Fixit 1969 game for Simitrans, where I went back in time to 1969 save point in a game and decided to see if I could make it more streamlined than the crazy mess it was, and at the same time build up a better system profit-wise. Right now, the question is whether it's going to be a break-even or whether I'm just barely going to beat it. And that's all due to that big mistake I made. Those wonderful 10 years lost to a speed run that was only supposed to go 10 weeks, and I missed the button and didn't catch it. Anyway, here we go. We're still doing the fleet modernization, and then I do have one last option I am looking at. It's pricey as far as asset spending, but it would be a high profit, I think, line to put in. And that is to begin looking at a monorail system. Ground-based, one line only initially, out of Mallowfield. And to do that, I'm going to have to take a look at the most profitable of my passenger lines and see which one it would be. That should do that. I know that I did a lot of monorail in the other game, the original game, Devil's Tower, and that's what I may have to take a peek at. Right now, the Devil's Bond Logger is doing terrible numbers. So we need to go take a peek at him. He's coming from Devil's Horn to the multimodal station there to pick up. And we're going to go ahead, set him to go to the depot so that we have him in a depot that's closest to the station where he's just getting ready to turn into it. Because he is right underneath us, right there. There it is. I centered out on him. And so he will be working on a Devil's Horn. I can already tell you that. So I am going to open up the Devil's Horn and see what we can do. As he goes into that station or depot, once he's in, we can begin the joys that is his life. Now that is line 143, so we're going to find that and get it open just so that we know which line we got to take and do work on. There he is. Park him over here. Set this guy here. Checking schedule on that. It's been running good. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about waypoints at this time. And I think, I really do, that we can just do a simple replacement. But these guys are pretty old. They're down to 590. These are logging cars, and logging cars, new, are 590. $273. So yeah, we're over half. This train needs to be sold and a new train put out on the system. We're just going to do a single like we know we can get away with. And we're going to take him up to a 4 long train. He was only a 3 before. So one more. That gets us a total of 7 cars onto it. Set him to that 143. Get him back out and on the road. Each of these is causing us some issues, and we do need to take a peek at them. Over here for the Wren's Roost, there's not much I can do. This is a issue spot. The current train looks like he's just a hair over 2 lengths. And he sits too long. Part of it is that we're now doing, instead of that, we had the oilers, which are picking up here, if I remember right. Yep. The road tankers. So I can improve throughput by either canceling this line or converting him to a gas delivery only and putting a better engine onto him. And that is where I'm kind of leaning towards right now. And that's what we're going to do. I think we will. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go ahead and send him to the depot. Tell him to retire. Better yet, we know that line needs to croak out. We're going to rotate so that I can see whether or not I've got any signals that I have to worry about. Turn off the trees so that I can see those signals. No, I have no signals. So we can begin with the elimination of the crude yard and put all the power onto these trucks to take and start moving the oil for us. But I know it's line 51, so it's not that bad. There he is. Hi. So we will be eliminating several sections here. And we're going to do it the right way here. Get my tools where I like them. Didn't really do that this morning. And we're going to eliminate this stretch of the rail and this stretch of the rail. Back to that signal. Come forward and down. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. All right, and with that done, we can now begin doing a slightly different setup onto this rail. We're also going to streamline the rail a little bit. Take this chance while the system's down to improve how the rail works. Remove these pesky sharp turns. And now hopefully we can put an SD out there with an improved station setup. And because he retired, we don't know, but I do know that this dispatched out of Central Dispatch. Main H halt. Main HQ. All right. Those steps taken. Now we can begin upgrading this system. And again, I'm just going to go with a single and what rolling stock we can get. Not worried about speed, because after he clears, he's on a solo line, spur line. And we're just going to take and let him rock and roll. He's on to Wren's Roost. We're going to start him out. Can't find a route. Do I have a stop sign on that route? I might. Oh, that's why. Because we took out the crude yard. We forgot to do the elimination of the route. Now we should be able to take and launch him. Forgot to adjust the route. Still can't find a route. Well, to begin with, this is no longer that. This is troll hook only. So we need to take a peek and see, do I have a one-way signal along here? Update his line. Now let's see if that worked. There, we had to be out of the scheduling to make it official. That's what I did wrong. And as everything begins dispatching, that should take and clear that guy up a little bit more. Now, I said I wasn't going to mess with any of the scrappers. And a lot of the rip saws and such, I'm going to leave those older trains out there unless they're massive losers. And some of those massive losers are massive losers because of traffic jams that we've recently cleared. So I may just keep holding off, see if they turn profitable over time. Let's take a peek at this guy for profit. Yeah, he's deep in the hole. Why is he deep in the hole? Is he moving the wrong product again? Or is that station so jammed up it can't take it? I know we said we had to take and put out a thing to Larry's. We may have to go over there and fix that a different way. All right, what do we got going on? Oh yeah, hey, this is Kelly Jack, and it is episode 98. I think I said that. Yep. Okay. Looking things over, and I ain't got much time left because that was a lot of time to figure that issue out. Let's go on over here to where that is occurring at. Oops. Vehicle list. And we still have some Empires we can get rid of, but they're making money. Those F7s. But those F7s are so outdated that it is time to start considering SDs on them. This guy's not loaded, so I'm going to go ahead and send him to depot, and we're going to do the switch outs and get him set up with a better line. Do the quick speed run to get him in. Hi there, this is our depot. Okay, so we're going to pull those two F7s. 455 versus, yeah, these guys are pretty beat. So let's do what needs to be done, which is, this is line 66. Make certain we open line 66 in case we have any changes we need to do as we're finding out. And we're going to sell everything. Go to our locomotives, put them back up there, and sell those. Let's grab an SD and some new cars. Upgrade the stock just a tiny bit. Was hoping to keep it tighter, but that's still not bad. We're going to go ahead and put this guy out onto the road. It is 66, yes, good. And he's on the road. Newsprint roller, that thing's losing a lot of money, and it's time to consider seeing what's going on here. Oh, that's a perfect balance, which means he's doing what he's supposed to. Our operating costs are through the roof on this guy. We've got to get that 1392 down. So, first off, we can save $1 or more switching off the engine it's on, which cost us $12.38 to something else. And what else do we have that we can switch to? Well, 1109, 1238. There's a buck and change. Buck 29. So per click, but that's not going to make up those kind of numbers. We need to cut this way down, and there's really no way to do it. Let's take a peek at that cargo. Paper. How hot is paper? Paper's a 4%, but it's only a 47, so any loss of that speed is problematic. There's part of our problem. Okay. Knowing this now, looking at our other diesel subs, we got some airplanes came in, vehicles being discontinued, the H-Trans line. 1454, both 140 clicks. This is kind of the guy we'd have to go to. Let's start building this. And that was line 142. Retire out in the field. My friend, retire out in the field. You head on over and pick up your first load. Don't have to worry about him anymore, and he will retire once he's out. Last of these guys and these guys. We'll deal with them next episode. We're at the 20-minute mark. That's what I kind of like to take and do for a game. Figure I'll give you a bunch of 20 minutes instead of a whole hour. How's that sound? Down the road, I may do a special on premieres and on endgames, where I do a full hour episode. Trying to avoid that. I'm Callie Jack. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, share, subscribe. If you got any comments, leave them in the comments below. I do interact and I do things. If you're thinking, hey, he's trying to monetize, guys, if I knew how to monetize anything, I wouldn't be broke right now. Have a better day than I'm having.